To be or not to be, that is the question.
Hi there, welcome back to Burbex, Britain's Urban Exploration. Today we're exploring this abandoned school here in Shanghai, China. It's got all kinds of weird anatomical models here, and there's even going to be a real human skull, which we'll take a look at later. Don't forget, if you love urban exploration videos with a China twist, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to ding 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 that bell for great new videos from Burbex, Britain's Urban Exploration, every week. Let's go. Wow, the pond is full of tadpoles. Look at all these tadpoles. A little army of baby frogs. Whoa, there's like 1 million of them. Can you see all those tadpoles over there? It's like a little swarm of them. With the virus situation, the eyes of the world have been on actually what China eats, what kind of wild animals it eats. Something that's very common is that they eat frogs. And it's not just like the French who only eat the legs. The Chinese, they eat the whole frog. It's usually a bullfrog because they're bigger. It's a very common dish down here in the south of China. Let's hope that these little baby tadpoles aren't going to get munched on. Just coming into painting classroom. I think this is the memorial in Martyrs Park. Here it says 少年志中国心, which means like young comrades of the heart of China. There's an English language newspaper down here, and you can see it's dated April 24th, 2006, almost exactly 14 years ago. Here you can see some of the artwork that people left behind. Some crabs, 2 horses, there's a cat. Here you can see a tiger and a fox. Actually, I love this picture. In the West we say that the lion is the king of the animals, but in China they say that the tiger is the king of the animals. Because if you look on his forehead here, he's got like 3 stripes. And in Chinese, that character looks very similar to Wang, which means king. So he's the king of the animals. The other thing you can see in this picture is the fox. And actually, foxes kind of have a bad reputation in China. There's a spirit called Li Jing, which literally means fox spirit. And in the story Painted Skin, there is a female fox spirit, and she eats men's hearts, and every time she eats men's hearts it enables her to keep her human skin. But if she doesn't eat enough human hearts, then she's going to die. These days though, if you call a woman Li Jing, it means like a bitch or a slut. Literally a man-eater. We've got a couple of super old computer monitors here. This one looks like a TV. Pretty old, I think. I think it's a Chinese rip-off of Texas Instruments. It's called Taxan. Oh, floppy disks again. Everywhere we go, we seem to find floppy disks. If you watched my previous video where I was exploring an abandoned gasworks, you actually saw that we found a gigantic mound of floppy disks. That's a very unusual thing to find. I think there's actually janitors outside right now. In my last video I mentioned that everywhere I go I find mahjong pieces, you know, like the game mahjong. Another game that I often find is for Chinese chess. For example, in Chinese chess this is ma, which means horse, or probably like a knight or cavalry. And like this one says che, which means car, or probably like carriage, maybe a chariot. So I often find pieces of these games scattered all around. This must have been some kind of science lab. Warship as well. Well, there's another game here. This game is called Go. Japanese game with tiles. There's all these small speakers down here as well. Look like small amplifiers. When I was at school in electronics class, we used to use those. Wow, I'm completely in love with the rooms in this building. One of the things that you notice about Chinese primary, middle and high schools is often how kind of open they are. They leave the windows open all the time. There's always a good amount of sunlight. You find this more in the south than in the north of China, and that's to kind of ventilate them, let the wind through. I actually think this was actually like a middle school affiliated with the Navy, because there seems to be like a lot of kind of marine naval things around. Oh wow, look at this! Oh my goodness, look at that. I just found this old Pepsi can. In Chinese, Pepsi is called Bai She Ke Le, which means like 100 things that make you happy. And the interesting thing about Pepsi is that it was actually more popular than Coca-Cola in China for a very long time. And Coca-Cola in the late 90s and the early noughties, it actually had to make a lot of effort to beat Pepsi. And now Coca-Cola is probably more popular. But Pepsi is still pretty popular in China. It's kind of the communist cola of choice. There's so much science equipment left behind. There's lots of these on the floor everywhere. These are called bungs.
He said, bung. I am Cornholio. I need TV for my bunghole.
These are test tube racks. There's another newspaper. 1992. Look at this, a very old crab. That looks like it's been there a very long time. It's a model of the ear. It's a big ear. Looks like a model of the major organs. Oh, what the hell is that? That is so weird. That is so weird. There's like a little model of the skeleton here. It's missing a few limbs though. There's a massive mosquito. Some kind of weird looking bug. I think it's missing its wings. These look like mites. Eee, this is gross. Fuck. Oh my goodness, there are feet as well. Some model feet. Look at this one. It's got all the tendons and stuff in it. It's made out of rubber. Feels like Nike Air or something. Oh, no way! That is a real skull. It's a real skull. Look at that.
Alas, poor Yorick, for I knew him well.
This is unbelievable. I just found a human skull. I don't think anybody's died here. I think this is, you know, for like anatomy class or something like that. But to find a human skull anywhere is awesome. He's only got a little skull though. Ooh, take a look at that. Isn't that weird? I guess it's a Chinese guy. There's some other parts as well, like there's a broken jaw. It says Huai Gen Tiang. That might be the name of the person that these pieces belong to. There's like the cranium cap. I don't know what these are called. Oh, that's so weird. And look, there's all the different bones, like vertebrae and stuff. You can see I've actually found an anatomical model of a pig. You can see like all its organs inside. I think that might be like a menu for most Chinese people. In China, they do like to eat like organs, like offal and kidneys and intestines. I'm actually quite fond of pig intestines myself. That's very tasty with some nice chili peppers. Terrible for your cholesterol though. This is really odd. There's Lego everywhere, and this is not like fake Chinese Lego, this is real Lego. In Chinese, Lego is called Le Gao, which means like happiness high. So when you play with Lego, you get a happiness high. In China, children all learn English to some level. Some of the English they learn is a bit weird though. I just found this little green book which says Yingyu on the front of it, which means English. And here's some of the strange phrases inside. Oh, how time flies. What a miserable life we lead. What fine weather we're having today. Mother often tells us stories. This must have been a very high-profile middle school. You can see behind me that we're right next to the river. 20 years ago, all of these buildings behind me wouldn't have been here, so you would have had a direct view of the river, which would have been absolutely gorgeous from here. These are very old, shrunken pomegranates. In China, pomegranates are lucky because they got lots of seeds inside them, and in Buddhism, they believe that it brings you lots of babies. In old China, it used to be a good idea to have lots of babies. Not so much now, really. This room is the psychological activities room. I'm not sure what psychological activities are, but it is quite a beautiful room. Wow, look at this amazing classroom. It's so beautiful. Here it says, Fresh Spring Sunshine Dream. This musical instrument is called an erhu. Erhu only has 2 strings. It makes a very high-pitched noise. You generally only hear it in the north of China, though. Dragon Ball. Well, I'm going to get out of here now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before we go, I just want to remind you, if you ever want to come to Shanghai and come exploring with me, just leave a comment in the box below and you can come out with me anytime and give me a hand. That would be so handy. Oh, those are some stinkers today. Don't forget to hit like and also hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to ding, ding, ding that subscription bell for great new videos from Burbex, brings urban exploration every week. Let's go.